Good evening everybody, and welcome to the first in a new series of kit reviews which I'm going to be showing you. So we'll start with this, the Imperial Knight Valiant, which I've just built. It's taken me a fair while, a bit of a fiddle, but I'll take you through what I think. So we'll start with the quality of the kit. Now, overall, I think this kit is quite good. However, I do feel it's a little bit simplistic. I know people say, you know, the details there and everything, but we'll get to what I mean by that when we get to the weapon side of things. But there were a few mould lines here and there, which I was a little surprised about. It might have just been my kit, but I thought newer kits were kind of devoid of mould lines nowadays, but these were quite prominent in places. It was mainly on the A sprue, which contained the mirror parts, like the shoulder pads and legs. And there was a fair bit of cleanup to do there. How easy was it to build? Now, this thing was, again, quite simple, quite straightforward, a lot of fiddly steps. There's a couple of care points in there I would suggest paying attention to, such as the hydraulics in the arms. You'll notice I may have accidentally on purpose screwed that bit up. It was a simple fix, however, that is a case of where I think messing it up has actually made the kit a little better. I've got a better pose out of there. I think it looks a little bit more dynamic where he's reaching forward. But yeah, overall it is quite an easy kit to build. It's just a little time intensive. I'd say perhaps, you know, 5 or 6 hours I put into this, including the base and repairing my accidental mistakes on that. Options and customization. This kit only comes with the option of, do you want to take 2 pairs of turrets and 1 pair of missiles, or 2 pairs of missiles and 1 turret. There is no 3 sets of turret or 3 sets of missile. It's because they're on mirror sprues, so you only get 1 of each. The weapons obviously come on their own sprue with the head and the top part of the body, or the top shroud, whatever you want to call that. These I thought were a little, I don't know, maybe they should have done a separate sprue for the weapons, because then they could have packaged in both sets of weapons to do both knights out of the kit. But however, you only get the 1 kit for each knight, which I can kind of understand. Maybe you would have had to pay more to get the extra sprue for the weapons, but a little customization would have been nice. You only get 1 faceplate, for example. I thought maybe you'd at least get the option of a second. Good points about the kits. I think it's simplicity comes in here. I think it's a sizable kit. It goes together quite quickly. A lot of the detail in the engine block, as you can see coming around now, that's all one piece. There's a couple of bits you literally glue onto the bottom, and the exhaust stacks, again, you glue those clamshells together and just stick them on the back. That goes together very simply. Yeah, I really enjoy messing around with the guns on there. I think they're cool things to build. The harpoon is possibly my favourite weapon I've seen on a model in a long time. And when it comes to the bad points, however, I think that the weapons, because they're so large, the primary weapons that is, they do have a nice big seam along them where they're glued together, which requires a bit of work to blend in to make that invisible. Maybe they could have made it a little more complicated to remove that seam, but you know, that's how it is. Also, I think the twin melter guns either side of the head here, I think they're a little big to be melter guns. They look more like multi-melter size to me. Maybe they should make the rules reflect that they're multi-melters rather than 2 twin melter guns, but that is kind of nitpicking really. If I had any tips to build this, I would just say my usuals. Try and do your dry run poses first, don't commit to anything. Have a good play around, seen a lot of kits where they've just literally copied the box. I tried to be a little bit more dynamic with this one, but it's hard, being the legs being monopose, and all you can do is get a bit of body twist and ruin the arms like I have, but they have been pointed forward a bit more, so it's kind of leaning into the attack, as it were. So yeah, magnetise your weapons is my biggest tip, especially those top weapons, those missiles. I've individually magnetised them. It's probably going to fall to bits. There we go. These guys, they're all magnetised, as they are one-shot weapons in the game. So yeah. As to value of this kit, so I think how much is this? Is this £100 at the moment, which is quite steep. It is a large kit, but you know, £100, is it worth that? I don't know. Maybe if they'd have given you both weapon options in there, the value would have been a lot better. Finally, I'll do you a little size comparison. I know a lot of people want to know how big this guy is compared to the standard knight. Let's just pull this down and I shall show you. So that is the Valiant, and that is a standard knight. So you can kind of see there that there's not a huge amount in it, but the Valiant, you know, that head's a whole head higher, but it doesn't appear a huge amount bigger, but definitely is bigger. So it's yeah, it's cool. But overall, I think it's a great kit, and I cannot wait to get this one painted. See you soon.